Welcome everybody to the Broken Wing Racing League. This is the Broken Wing Falken series, Season 1, Round 3, here at Okayama International Circuit. Right now we got 9 minutes, 26 seconds left in practice, and then we'll get into a 20-minute qualifying, which is the split qualifying. It's still open qualifying, but the GT4s will go out first, and then the LMP3s will go out after them. There's a spin for Chris Chitterling. Right now, Zach Herbert in the LMP3 class is leading the overall by just 3 points to Peter Flanner. That can't be right. Oh, they've already assessed the drops, the drop. So that's interesting. I guess that's a different way we're going to be doing this one. The net versus the overall. It's not there. Oh, there's the gross points. Gross points right now, Peter leads, so technically Peter is P1, or should be at least on gross points, but not. This is a very confusing formula. That's all I'm going to say. Well, Zach Herbert, with only one, is P1. Peter Flanner P2 and Carter James is P3. I'll just rifle them all off since there's only 18 of them. Carter James P3, Mark Foley's P4, Trey Mistek is P5, Marshall Scari's P6, Rodrigo Theory's P7, Nicholas Matcham's P8, Saji Zuhair is in 9th, Adrian Fedoworski's in 10th, Andrew Korostecki's in 11, Tom Bryce is in 12th, Alex Zier is in 13, Craig Carroll is in 14, Jeff Lubitsch is in 15, Robert Myers is in 16, Cooper McCoy is in 17, and Craig Reese is in 18. Now it's a little bit more difficult listing out all these GT4s, but I will do my best. There's way more. Mind you, if we look at the board, we have 31 drivers that are out there. There's 15 LMP1s. And wait, did I say I said 15 LMP1s and 16 GT4s. It's a good split. It's a good margin. One more GT4 on top of the LMP3s. Aaron Myers. That should not be. All right, this is nope. That's okay. If you look on just drop weeks, and that is the overall, this doesn't tell a good tale because Andrew Slovak is. Austin McGill is also in a position to be higher up in the chain, but this is how it works. Aaron Myers is in P1, Ken Copeland's in P2, Daniel Haynes is P3, Gage Himes is in P4, Elliot A. Burton is P5, Christopher Cheerley P6, Matthew Wyckoff is also P6. So there's no P7 because they're both separated by 0 points. Ooh, is that one guy here? He is not. I don't even know how to say his name because it's not put in there. I think it's Jeremy Bahulas. I think he goes by Joe. Alex, he's in P8. Alex Patterson is in P9. Andrew Slovak is P10. Matt Scherf is in P11. JD Daniel in 12. Austin J. McGill in 13. Spencer Smith 14. Jackson Shalak is in 15th. Ed Montalvo is in P16. Brandon Renfro is in 17. Lincoln Fox 18. Ryan Mulvey in 19. Tyler Bramble is in 20. Jason Daly in 21. Brandon G. Burns is in 22. Mark Rachelou in 23. João Gabriel A. Piera in 24. What? He's in here twice? Jeremy Bahulas is in here twice. Interesting. Or it's a different Bahulas. 25 for him. Michael... I want to say it's Gonzalez, but These special characters aren't coming in, folks. P26 for him. Thomas Smith in P27. Justin F. Scott is in P28. Forrest Holland 29. Dave Palmer 30. Julian Jones 31. Leonardo Jovatsky in 32. Chris Lambert 33. Ryan Schmilk in 34. Eric Rosendahl 35. Guillermo Arajo in 36. Willie Brennan in 37. Andrew McMurray in 38. Now, that said, I wasn't paying attention to anything that was happening out on track. Crashes, more than likely. That's what it's set to. Oh, we just got another LMP3, so now it's 16 and 16 for both classes, an equal split. I think this driver is new. Alex Plessig. Go over here. He is new. Welcome to the league. And everyone else looks like they are... Oh, Max Poe. He's put it on P1, but he hasn't raced with us at all until this point. So just got a couple new people. Alex Zier has been racing with us. Craig Reese. Yeah. So going over to our LMP or GT4 class. Christopher Chudin's in second. Who else is here? Tyler Bramble's already been with us. Alberto Maltavo is here. Jao Gabriel's here. Caleb Slag. He raced the first time in the GT3 category on Sunday, and now he's here with another American-themed livery. Welcome to the Falken series. Brandon Kuhn, I believe. We have a Brandon Renfro, Brandon Burns. Yeah, Brandon Kuhn. Welcome to the series. This is a completely new driver, and I think Jeremy Wu is also not new. Yeah, I believe this driver is brand new. So welcome to the league. Herbert Aber. It's just so Herbert is Aber. Zach Aber. Oh, like oh yeah, okay, Aber. I had no idea. That's like that one driver. You're just making it worse. Aber. Is it French? Is that what it is? Is that what you're telling me it's not? Alright, I'll do my best, but I'm not great with French pronunciations of anything. They did not like me when I was in France. I will tell you that. I tried my best, and they gave me nothing but scowls. I can't even think of anything that I would have said. I can't even. Yeah, I got nothing. Doing your best. A bit. If I say it like a French person, maybe it will sound better. Zach, a bit. Anyway, going back, we have another new addition. Beyond Jeremy Wu here and Brandon Kuhn, who are both new additions, everyone else is a repeat guest. They're all drivers that have been here, except this one, who's in the pit lane. I can't even get a good view of this person. Oh, I can get a good view of somebody being malicious. Car number 69. Who can that be? None other than Justin Scott. He is exactly who he's always going to be. And there he is. Oh, he even got into a pit. He even got into a stall. I didn't realize you could do that. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. We're in qualifying. Tyler Bramble, one of our anime waifu livery drivers out there on the track. He is the first driver on his out lap, and you can only hope that his waifu is giving him good energy to succeed and do well. It is on the front and the side and the back of his car. I guess you could also say it's on the right side as well. And look at it, it's a little heart. How can you hate that? Trey Mistak does. He is a certified weeb disliker. Does not like the animes. It's a shame. Doesn't know what he's missing. Alright, and we will go on board with this driver as he's going into the last corner. I repeat, the last corner. Because, like the Italians, the Japanese also named their corners so obviously. This is the first corner. Yes, that is the actual name of it. The first corner. And then into Williams. Not bad. Picks up a little bit. Oh, who am I kidding? They only did it to the first and the last corner. That's the Moss S's. They gave other good names throughout the rest of the circuit, but first and last corner, they could have been a little more inventive than that as we just exit through the Atwood curve. And there's no name for the straight. It's called the back straight. There's another straight in there as well. He breaks for hairpin corner. Okay, I did lie. That's 3 obvious corner names. And then into revolver corner here. Oof, and he spun that. His anime waifu did not help him push through that lap. Probably has to reset. He did hit the wall. And we'll go on board with Justin Scott, who's just going through Hobbs corner. And through into Mike Knight corner. And then the last corner. MKC, I'll call that one. And let's see what happens here for old Justin Scott. Sets the fastest time provisionally, but we all know that that can change any moment. Forrest Holland goes into second. Where's Lincoln Fox? We have the CTD team. They are back. You know who's not back, though? I think the Valhalla guys aren't showing up in full force this race. Just gonna be the CTD guys. And there is Zhao Gabriel into third as Elliot Bird slots through and goes into second. Jackson Shalak is in fourth. Forrest Holland drops down to fifth. Brandon Kuhn into sixth. Where can some other one else go? Oh, Lincoln Fox, one of the CTD drivers. He goes into sixth. And Slovak now into seventh. Jeremy Wu. Oh. Getting like a weird feedback. At least Valhalla's decals won't be all messed up this race. I mean, that's the best part, yeah. Jeremy Wu goes into ninth. Leonardo Jovatsky into 10th. Brandon Kuhn dropped down into 11th. Caleb Slag comes in at P6 with his time on the board. Tyler Bramble still has to make up for this lap, and so this will be his out lap. Alberto Moltavo, one of the CTD drivers, has not placed a time on the board just yet, and I'm sure we'll see. He's in the middle sector at the moment. Chris Chitterling here was crossed the line. What can he do? The best time on the board, that 136.3, and it goes to a 135.8. Justin Scott now into second. There it goes. Mil Dura This is the driver that entered. Didn't put any laps on the board. We'll see what they're about. This is their first race with the Broken Wing Racing League. So good luck to this driver. They have Justin Scott in front of them. And we'll see what this driver could do. Is Lincoln Fox just sets the fastest time with the 135.5. Trey is missing a really good race here. I think it's going to be exciting. Not a fan of this circuit there, Trey. And he's actually on an outlap, so we'll go over to Jeremy Bahulaz. He's in the last... No, this is the hairpin. Don't get it. So he's got a little ways to go. Ryan Mulvey and Chris Lambeth have not set times on the board. They're not even exiting the pits. And at this point, they'd have to now or just accept what's happening here. Chris Schierling did improve his time, though. He went to second over Justin Scott. João Gabriel on the fourth. Elliot Burton in the fifth. Alberto Montalvo, who didn't set that time earlier, did get into P6 with his best time. Andrew Slovak is somewhere. Oh, he's one of the CTD drivers. Can't tell them apart. Of course, Holland is in the pits. Jackson Schlock is into the last corner here. And we'll see if he can improve his time. We're seeing a little bit of a spread here. We have couple of drivers in the 135s, a couple of drivers in the 136s and 137s. And a few outside the 137s, just 3 outside the 137s, and Jackson Schlock did a 137.4. That was the personal improvement, but no personal time changed, as Andrew Slovak has just gone on by and gotten the fastest lap over in Lincoln Fox in a second. Chris Schierling has been demoted twice now, but you can see these drivers, some of these CTDs are kind of really close together, trying to like use each other as a tow. Almost. I don't need any more penalties. Wait, did you get a penalty? I don't think you got any penalties in the last one. Let's see here. Mil Dura. I don't say that one wrong. I think they said no further action, right? No... What is that in the cockpit? That helmet? You see it? It looks like eyes. And their time on the board put them into P16 just behind Brandon Kuhn. And now we have every driver slotted in. Jeremy Bahulaz does improve his time. He goes into P5. Tyler Bramble improved his time. He went to P8. João Gabriel is down into P9 now as Jackson Schlock improves his time, goes into P10. Yeah, but the last half of this track would get me a few. Lincoln Fox into P1 over Andrew Slovak, fastest time now, 35.267. That clears the field by almost 2/10. I'm rounding up on that one. It's a 0.160 to Andrew Slovak. It's kind of surprising. Let's see. We have our drivers all kind of queuing up at the moment, but I guess we'll see how this is all going to shape up. I don't know what I just did there. So it might have been worth it. We got drivers going in the pits. João Gabriel is crossing the line. He's in P9. Does he improve his time? Yes, he does. He goes into P7. Justin Scott is still out there. 198 of Lincoln Fox improves his time even more so. 26. Brandon Kuhn is... I think they're trying to find a way to pit. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Caleb Slag may not know that they're supposed to be pitting now. He is still going. The last one is Justin Scott. He did get across the line, I think, in time to make a move here. We'll see. That slide out there, I think he's going to just park it, but no improvement from him. So Caleb Slag did go in. So now we have our drivers. Jeremy Wu is out there on track still. There's always going to be one. Alright, well, sure they will get to that. Carter James, everybody. He is leading the LMP3s. At the moment, they're all on fast laps now. Get that full out lap. I'm almost curious if he is... He's out. He did get off the track. It is now only Bugbear Phantom. Also, thank you for the follow. And using ATVO. And one eye overlay for the relative. As drivers are now picking their spots. Zach Ebed is in P1 for the moment, but there goes to Mark Foley, who just went through and took pole position. Max Poe into second, Zach Ebed into third, Peter Flatter into fourth, Adrian Fedorski in fifth, Marshall Scari in sixth, Carter James in seventh now, Jeff Lubitsch in eighth, Spencer Smith in nine, Cooper McCoy in 10. Saji Zuhair just went through into P3, and now that drops everyone else down. Tom Bryce is now on a 12th. Alec Klessig in 13th. Nicholas Matcham in 14th. Andrew Korstecki in 15th. And Craig Reese, to top it out there, is in 16th. With only one driver right here is Alex Zier, and he is the only driver that has not qualified. Where did Aaron Myers qualify? Aaron is not here. That was something I made a mention of, but the Valhalla drivers in total are not here. I think one of the CTD drivers is a Valhalla driver as well, but running under the banner of the CTDs. But yeah, no battle for the... oh, and thank you for the Prime sub. And yeah, so none of the Valhalla guys are truly here. Carter James improves to go with P7, overtaking Marshall Scari. Peter Flander now with that fastest lap, putting in that 126. But Mark Foley just responds behind him and goes on to pole again. Where does this put Alex Zier? He is the only driver that hasn't put something on the board, but there he goes into P7 over Carter James. And now we're really in it. Let's see who else has got something. Craig Reese improved his time. He goes into P11. Just in front of Spencer Smith. Andrew Korstecki improves his time, goes into P14 with that 128.009. Yeah, I parked it that lap of P1 was enough. Yeah, right. He stayed out there to the very end. That's just funny. he did 8 laps, while every other driver in the GT4 class did either 7, 5, or 6, 5, 6, or 7, technically. That's what you got going on. So the dentist, Peter Flanner, can he respond? Can Zach Hebert respond? He is in third. He did respond to one driver who overtook him. Oh! That was Zach. I believe. Yeah, that was Zach who just spun it right there on the last corner as Mark Foley is putting on a clinic of domination. Lap after lap, he keeps setting a new fastest lap. I'm sure we're going to see this till the very end, but he is really, really... Oof. What's happening? Alright, well, he just parked it. That's very odd. Now, Peter Flanner was only 0.088 behind Mark Foley. Is Mark coming back out? Yes, he is. Adjusting means I'm a lap ahead in the race. Yeah, that's how that works. Taking an ad break for the people that aren't subbed. Well, that's Peter Flanner also out. Did I just miss that he screwed up? Oh, he just parked it. That's odd. Alright, can Zach... Oh, Carter James proves. He goes P8, overtaking Cooper McCoy and Alex Zier, who have also improved. Spencer Smith improves. He goes to P12 with his time across the line. Zach... Hebert. Marshall Scari improves, goes to P7. Jeff Lubitsch improves, goes to P10. And this might have not... He might have been on an out lap, and this might be his first run back out since he spun. But if it was... Oh, the last lap was 133. Yeah, so he was probably on an out lap. This is his in lap now. Adrian Fedorowski's doing pretty strong here. He's in P4. Nicholas Matcham put it in 5 laps, but he's parked it. No other drivers in this class are needing to be slotted in. All the positions are where they are. They all qualified. We have 19 GT4s, and 3 of them did not qualify, so that's going to be kind of a mixed bag on whether or not they're actually going to show up and race. If I know anything about Chris Lambeth, he's probably already eating Thai food at the moment. That's why he didn't want to qualify. He's going to gain these positions naturally on the track. I'm almost positive. But we have 36 drivers in total. It's really good. Is this an improvement for Adrian Fedorowski? As he crossed the line, it didn't look like that lap counted. It doesn't say that it did. Alex Zier got a black flag, probably speeding in the pits as he came in. Great turnout. Great, really solid turnout. What the heck is this? Cooper McCoy is running a Chris Lambeth on his... What the... That is... That's Chris Lambeth. I didn't even see this before. You wouldn't even notice. Oh. Why would he do that? These guys. That is something else. We're down at 0 time on the board now. What can Cooper McCoy do out of the last corner here? He's completely off and he's about to spin it. And yeah, that's going to be a parking right there. I don't know what to say about that one. Carter James is about to cross the line here, and what can he do? Looks like a little issue there. Oh, he goes into P3 with that time as Max Poe is about to cross the line. Can he improve here? No, he does not. Adrian Fedorovsky does improve, though. He goes to P3, overtaking Carter James. And Max Poe still out there. I think the only one that's going to get somewhere on this one is Craig Reese as he crosses the line. What can he do here? He improves to P11 with that time on the board. Mark Foley was also out there on track, but not the one we're going to take a look at. We have Saji Zuhair here, who is got a little bit of time. Can he do anything? It's P7. Does he improve? Does not an improvement. Mark Foley already P1. And Max Poe, I think he crossed the line when it was done. But maybe not. Wasn't quite sure. As one ugly livery, built different, big red nose. He's pitting. This makes everyone have to wait for the start, because there's 19 seconds left, and it could just be flipped over to the next session. But I get it. You got to get all the practice you can get. Practice your pit entry. And it's just going to flip. It's maybe now. Yeah, it looks like there's some very close qualifiers, and I will read off the grid. Mark Foley P1, Peter Flatter P2, Adrian Fedorovsky P3, Carter James P4, Zach Ebert in P5, Max Poe P6, Saji Zuhair in P7, Alec Klessing in P8, Marshall Scary P9, Tom Bryce P10, Craig Reese P11, Jeff Lubitsch P12, Cooper McCoy P13, Alex Zier in 14, Spencer Smith 15, Andrew Korstecki in 16, Nicholas Matcham in 17. Now that's the LMP3 class. Our GT4 classes: Lincoln Fox P1, Andrew Slovak P2, Chris Chitterling P3, Elliot Burton P4, Jeremy Bahulas P5, Justin Scott P6, João Gabriel P7, Alberto Montalvo in P8, Tyler Bramble P9, Jackson Schlock P10, Forrest Holland P11, Caleb Slag in P12, Jeremy Wu in P13, Leonardo Javatsky in 14, Brandon Koo in 15. I'm sorry for that one, Leonardo. Mil Dura in 16, Chris Lambert 17, Ron Mulvey in 18, Mark Rocheleau in 19. If those three do indeed to show up, I guess we'll take a look here. It looks like we did get Mark Rocheleau. Ryan Mulvey is here as well. Chris Lambeth is the only one of those three that hasn't popped onto the grid. Every other driver has, though, for the most part. We're just waiting on a few stragglers in the gridding section here. I didn't want to do that at all. And it's a good thing we're starting on that back straight before the hairpin. Quick turnaround for this momentarily. And everyone has snapped to the grid except Chris Lambeth, and the safety car is going. So Chris Lambeth just made us wait. It's all on him. No one else. This is the LMP3s. Further back, we have a little bit more imposing. That Mercedes. Bit of a check up there in the back, but. And if you're new here, there will be as much coverage to every group as I can. As you can imagine, the GT4s are going to start later than these, so we will get over to their battle after a few corners, hoping everything goes well. Safety car is in. And we'll take a look. And if something massive happens in this little group here, it's going to affect the other group. As we go racing, Peter Flanner holding on to P2 over Adrian Fedorowski, and then you have Carter James and Zach Hebert having to battle it out here, and it looks like they're going through just fine, and one driver gets by. I think that's Carter James holding on to P3 at the moment. And that is all fine. Back over to our GT4 class, and Lincoln Fox and Andrew Slovak got away clean. Chris Chitterling is trying to battle it out here. Jesus, that is a terrible angle into turn 3. Check that one. Chris Chitterling, no improvements here out of these drivers, but they are clinging in. Oh gosh, we have Alex Ziers off. That is quite something. We'll go back over the LMP3s. What a dumb angle. It's showing. Can't see any of the battles. Cooper McCoy further back. Made up a position or two. Looks like he got 2. And, oh, Max Poe made a move and sent it down the inside line. That is costly. And, God, these looks good to the inside and shoots and takes out Peter Flanner almost. And that is a move that is not going to work. And that is some dentistry out the gate, as that sent Peter Flanner down 9 positions. Further back, we have Chris Chitterling. No change in the top of the order here for P1 through 4. Justin Scott did make a position and go into P5. What a move. Yeah, that was just a bizarre shot down the inside line there. I think braking marker changes were all on that one. Not doing too well there. Peter Flanner trying to make some moves. This is down 11 positions. It's down 9, so I guess probably reset there. And he's got Alec Plessig hot on his rear there. They go into the hairpin. And something of note, the GT4s are already having to deal with one driver. That's Alex Zier, who did go off, I think, into the Atwood curve, and he's just going to start making up some positions here. But someone else who's been trying to make up a position here is Ryan Mulvey and Mark Rocheleau, who were battling for position, and it looks like he might get his spot back, but they're going to go side by side and through Revolver Corner, and nope, it goes back to Mark. And he stays ahead for the moment. And we'll go over to Cooper McCoy, who I think has a move here. I mean, I can't see anything with that angle, but he is on the outside, and that is Tom Bryce. Oh, sorry, now he's on the inside. Tom Bryce on the outside, and he goes through on Tom Bryce, and now Craig Reese is trying to make up a move. Ooh. There was a slippery exit there for Cooper McCoy, and so now they're going to almost go 3 abreast into the hairpin, and it looks like they are going to do that. At least 2. Oh, and they touch. It's Craig Reese and Tom Bryce. Cooper McCoy off again, but staying ahead. And now everyone's slotted in, and it looks like maybe no moves will be made for the moment. But who's that? Nicholas Matcham, the Tide guy. Looked like he was, I mean, he's doing fairly well. He's up 5 positions. Peter Flanner hasn't been able to respond for the moment. Down into 13th for it. It's not even on him for what happened. Mark Foley continues to just set the pace and dominate with the fastest lap after fastest lap here on lap 4 of 42. And I think all that drama has kind of dissipated slightly, as these drivers are now just kind of... Whoa! Did I say it was over? It wasn't. Jeez. Nicholas Matcham taking up a spot here on Craig Reese as he gets by. Who was that? That was Andrew Korostecki. Alright, we'll take a look and see what happens here. That is... Oh. I don't know what you can say about that. Do you just lock up? Chopper camo this. Yeah, that's... Yeah, that's unfortunate. Bit of drama, but it is all good. Jason explains how his love for pickles. I am not doing that. You can keep using that, but it is not happening. Mark Foley still intending to lead here, and we have Jeremy Bahulas in the GT4 class, who is right up there on Justin Scott. They're separated by 0.3, and it is getting pretty interesting, though. He was a little bit closer. I redeemed it. You have to. I don't have to. I hate pickles. I can't stand them. I love cucumbers. These cucumbers haven't been through anything. And looks like there's no change just yet. Maybe further back we have Mil Dara, who's up 3 positions. Leonardo Berjatsky in P12 just ahead of him. And even Caleb Slag is still kind of in the mix here. He's only 0.6 back from these drivers. And where are the GT4s finding room to make moves here? So we're seeing a lot of drivers get a little too much going through Williams. Pickles are just drama cucumbers. Yeah, there's something to be said about that. Alright, here's the draft. Around the outside, does he have the move? He's got a bunch of debris. Can he slot to the inside? Nope. And it looks like it's just going to be difficult for these GT4s to make moves. Assume that what has happened here is these drivers are just getting positions off of a mistake. Every grouping is not quite there. Is Andrew Korostecki and Peter Flanner. Oof, there's Nicholas Matcham off into the hairpin. Hairpin corner, mind you. It's not just the hairpin, it's hairpin corner. There's Andrew Korostecki making the move. Can Peter Flanner do it as well? These camera angles are a lot to be desired from the camera angles. Should have paid attention during practice. They are no bueno. At certain parts where you know on a straight you want to see the action that's on a straight, but switches on you. I think Peter Flanner lost out a little bit there. We'll pop on board with Nicholas Matcham because he's going to try to make a move here on Andrew Korostecki. What does that even mean? No Passerain? Just further up, Adrian Fedorowski snapped down 7 positions. It looks like Craig Reese made a move down an Atwood curve. Cooper McCoy's in P8 at the moment. He's just ahead. And and we'll take a look in a second. Whoa! Greg Reese really went off. There's some drivers that get on by, and that's Andrew Korostecki and Nicholas Matcham, and he gets ahead here of Peter Flanner. I'm wondering if Peter Flanner has damage, because he is a very fast driver, but doesn't seem to have any pace at the moment. And it is quite possible that, oh man, you wanted to see Cooper McCoy's front of his car doing. Yeah, I saw this in qualifying. What an odd thing to do. Tom Bryce did get past him, and can he retake P7? That is your face. Now I'm more curious, did he put that on his livery, or did he just find your Instagram and put that on? How'd that get there? I mean, can't imagine Cooper's trolling, but anything is possible. And their battle is going to shape up in the middle of the GT4 class. This is where it comes in play, like how well can you pass? And there goes Cooper. Saves it, but yeah, when you have to get involved with these cars, yeah, he lost out there on the yeah, it's just kind of multi-class racing is what we call that. That is all it is. Alex Zier is out of this race. This is the Atwood curve. Press to flip it around. It's the front. And pits. It's unfortunate. Alex Zier, I hope you return for round 4. Peter Flanner is trying to make his way through this traffic, and he's got Craig Reese just ahead of him. Brandon Kuhn and Jeremy Wu are both battling here and into the braking zone. Who can keep it ahead? And it looks like, woof. He stays ahead, but look at that. Spencer Smith is the one that had that hard lockup there. Moving back over, we have Cooper McCoy and Adrian Fedorowski here, who made a move on Adrian, and it looks like it's going to stick as he's gone ahead to P8. At one point, Adrian had gotten past him, I could assume, because they were saying they're battling for 8, and Cooper McCoy was having to defend for that, so he retains his position. He's up 5. Started. Tom Bryce is a little bit further ahead here. Doesn't have to deal with as much traffic. There's a send down the inside line. And we got some battles. We'll take a look here at what we're dealing with in the GT4 class. Just a solid pace difference. More than anything. Maybe there's some fuel saving, I'm not sure. But the CTD drivers are walking away with this one. Lincoln Fox in the first and Andrew Slovak in the second. Chris Schitterling has got an 8/10 gap here. He's not gone far enough away. He's still within like I'm still assuming he's getting the draft here within maybe 6/10 difference now. So he's still probably there. Further back, you have drivers that are just not so close anymore. They were for the first lap or so, but here's a driver that I can bring up right now. Brandon Kuhn and Jeremy Wu battling it out here. And I can't tell who is who, because I forgot They're both new, so I don't know whose livery's which. I think that's Brandon. I can't even see the number. Oh, there's... Okay, so Jeremy's behind. And we'll go back over here. Andrew Korostecki joins the fight, and so does Nicholas Matcham. We got 4 LMP3s that are going to have to go through traffic. And yikes. There goes through. Andrew Korostecki gets on by. And look at that. Weaving as Nicholas Matcham sends it down the inside line. And we got Cooper McCoy, who's now 3 abreast. 4 abreast. Can't even tell. Let's get some chopper of that. Now they've sorted it out. And Cooper McCoy has just lost all these positions. 3 to be exact. He's still up 2 from where he started this race, but yeah, he made a mistake there in the outward curve. That's that right-hander before the long straight, back straight. Jackson Sherlock trying to make a move here on Alberto Montalvo, and he does. He gets on by. And that's the Redmond corner. But can Alberto respond? They have some LMP3s that might give him some trouble. And through they go. And so it sticks. Well, this is exciting. They're splitting those PT4s any which way they can. Cooper McCoy not battling out here with Adrian Fedorovsky. Gets on by, retaining a position. And right, oof, on the exit, it looks like Adrian Fedorovsky gets on through as well. So, change up in the order. Can Cooper McCoy respond? It looks like this is just going to be happy-go-lucky for Andrew Korostecki, who's just... Oof, I think they just hit. Oh, there's Tom Bryce. Tom Bryce was P7. Now he's down into P11 maybe, even further, 14. He's got a meatball. Oh, he is broken. Oh, this is even more drama. Let's take a look here. He's got Chris Schitterling. Oh, that's rough. And a dentist is down. Take a look here. This is Mark Rocheleau, who just hit the inside of the tire barrier on the last corner. That gave him a black flag, or sorry, meatball flag. How was this incident with Tom Bryce? Did it change up again? Oh, he parked it because it was over for him. Leonardo Dovzetsky spun it on his own. Into the barrier he goes. Brandon Kuhn had a bit of a whiffle, maybe. Oh, just hit the rear of this driver ahead of him. This was Alex Zier's earlier issue. Spencer Smith. It looked like he just tagged the car ahead of him. Yeah, it looked like a little bit of netcode maybe, but he tagged the car ahead of him. And that was that. Alec Klesic. Looks like he spun the rear on his own. Into the braking. Max Poe. Now this was the full send. This is lap 1. And I'm not sure. That driver ahead of him was really braking. But like I think everyone was braking there. Um, yeah. And then that kind of spun Adrian Fedoworski. Maybe he spun on his own for this one. I'm gonna say that, like, yeah, I think he just locked up his left front. So that's no one else is involved in that one. This is the Alex Zier, and he just somehow lost it. And this is what kind of started the issues of having to pass these drivers early on. I'm not even sure what you could say. I mean, that's almost close contact, but into the braking zone. Oh, that's so bizarre. He doesn't go on the grass. He just loses it completely. It doesn't look like he put a tire on the grass, though. Now, it's just starting to wiggle when he's applying brake. And that's all you can say on that one. Back onto our live. Looks like these drivers are all kind of finding pace together. Jackson Chilak leads over Alberto Montalvo, and João Gabriel's in 9th. Tyler Bramble in 10th. And let's not forget Tyler Bramble here. Trey Mistack, your favorite type of driver, a driver with an anime waifu on the side. And for those still with us and not on an ad break, we'll see what else is going on track. We have Spencer Smith, who's got Craig Reese just ahead of him, 5/10, half a second. But this battle right here in P7, 8, 9, and 10, they are the closest drivers on track towards each other. Nope. Leonardo Dojetsky has pit. And Jeremy Bahulaz is kind of close to Elliot Burton here. It's almost a battle here to see who's going to make a move first. As the dentist, Peter Flanner, is approaching this group of 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10, they are holding court. The pace is seriously the same. 137.5s, 137.6, 137.5, 137.4. They are doing fairly well. And Tyler Bramble is catching up to the pack. He is not far off. Now, if anyone's out there wants any updates on any of the drivers that you are watching right now, just send something in the chat. I will take a look. There's, battles happening. Not that many, but there are. Out there on track. It kind of happens with one of these multi-class events. And it is a small endurance, an hour-long race. Here on lap 17 of 42. But really no change in the order in the GT4 class as it stands. It kind of is what it is. Jackson Chilak is the only driver to make meaningful moves. And I shouldn't say only driver. He is 3 positions gained. Mil Dera is up 4 positions, so great on this driver as well. But they're get 2/10 to Forrest Holland right there, and the car's racing just ahead. Ryan Mulvey is up 3 positions, so it's a good on him for that one. And then further up, Oh, and while I was talking, Elliot Burton got passed here. Not sure what happened. It wiggled and looped on me. I was barely catching anyone 10 laps, so I parked it after sliding again. It's probably jail bar or garage. Are you probably Alex Sear then, right? That was a bizarre one, I would say. Yeah, that was. I watched that. I mean, try to go. I mean, it just. You didn't touch the grass. You're braking in a straight line, and it just snapped. Yeah. But back to this Elliot Burton. Let's take a look here. This was how Jeremy Bahulaz got passed into the braking zone into turn 1, first corner, and he just got him. That is one of the few GT4 passes I've seen on track, so it's great that it happens. Because he didn't have that moose, needed the moose thing. Keep up. Just waiting on iRacing to bring the Mustang to GT4 Corvette. Yeah, it could be either one of them. I'm on board with Tyler Bramble. He's only down one position from where he qualified. He's got 4 drivers ahead of him. They're 1.1 seconds. They'll start to see probably just a change. The pace was seriously strong. That was his best lap. His most improved lap, that green lap that he had prior. That was a 136, but this next lap is a 138.9. He is full second. He's full 2 seconds off of his last lap's pace, and that's what's making the difference here for this driver. And it's just going to be kind of a struggle bus for him to get back to this group. But he looks like he's already within a second, so whatever happened is making the difference. Zach Abe is back out in P10. He did pit, and we did see Peter Flanner pit on 3 laps ago. Nicholas Matcham pit on 1 lap ago. So maybe we'll see a difference in how these drivers perform here. Andrew Korostecki is completely off, and he is parking it and pitting. That happened. Going on board with this driver, what? That couldn't have been the reason, right? He doesn't have a meatball, but he is towing. Well, Andrew Korostecki is just going to drop down the order, but he has pit. It's unfortunate for him. Now, I'm not sure what other circumstances that occurred, but these 3 drivers, Zach Hebe, Craig Reese, and Spencer Smith, the last driver behind in the LMP3 class here, these 3 have caught back up to each other. I will say previously, well, the only difference is that Zach Hebe is ahead, and goes Craig Reese down a position after that that little mix-up there. But he pit, so the only reason why Zach Hebe here, Zach Abe, is out on lap 18 is because he pit already. So he was battling drivers that he wasn't having to pit against, that haven't pit yet. So that's the only difference in why they're still together, because I could tell you right now, it's a little different. Adrian Fedoworski is coming out. Jeff Lubitsch is crossing the start straight finish there, and he's not close enough. Jeff did pit on a lap ago, but he's actually 1.3 seconds up. But kind of going... Tyler Bramble is now closer than he's ever been. Now he's within 4/10 of Joao Gabriel? Joao? I don't know. I was going to say let's stick with my original joke. He's hustling. He's half a second back. He's... Andrew Korostecki wrecked. That's what it's saying. He didn't do anything there. Alright, well, Forrest Holland of Cars Racing. Oh, that gave him a meatball, by the way. Yeah, I think he knew he couldn't run that one. It was, power was not so straight. Alberto Maltavo. He's on a personal best lap right there. That's a 136.7. This clearly has some pace to overtake Jackson Sherlock. And it hasn't happened yet. These four are the only drivers that are clearly just equal on pace and, say, skill. They're giving each other a lot of good room. No passes. No, I don't think I've seen an attempt of a pass yet. The only one we recorded was on turn 1. And a lot of people gained positions off the start of this race and haven't been able to do anything since then. Alberto Maltavo going to that inside line. Maybe is he going to make his intentions known, but he slots back in. And Tyler Bramble losing a little bit of time behind. So it's almost like a slinky effect for him to get close enough to this group, and then he loses them for a little bit of time. And then he'll gain it back again. Because it looks like he is gaining it now. But this is as close as Alberto Maltavo's been. I mean, but he's been that close in the Atwood curve. And through goes Zach Abed. Wasn't Gage in this race? I don't have to say his name. No, he's not. Oh, I said it in the, he's attended some of the races. I said it because of the roster, like counting out who's top whatever. LMP3 class is completely spread out, and so is the GT Force. We have clearly a mix of talents and paces out of both classes, because it is very much battle of not losing it, and so far a lot of drivers have lost it. We have 2 retirees in the dentist class, the LMP3s, and a possibly third one. Andrew Korostecki has not rejoined the track. Still might be getting repairs. This is the closest Alberto has been, but I think he's just going to hold in as Mark Foley now setting another fastest lap. I mean, I'm calling him a sweat. Mark does practice for these races. And he practices for our Oval League. He's out there 7.7 seconds on Carter James. Marshall Scari's in the pits now. Saji Zuhair is 14 seconds back on Mark Foley. Oh, it looks like Andrew Korostecki is still towing 7 minutes in. That's... seems like a excessive amount of time to tow, though. Let's take a look. Mark Foley with a personal best is out there Is out 8 seconds almost. Carter James in P2. And this is Echelon Sim Sport, if I'm not... Yeah, Echelon Sim Sport. Saji Zuhair in P3. I'll just pop on some closer looking ones. What is this? That almost looks like a... Oh, I thought it was like a type of thing. Oh, he's going... Saji Zuhair is going into the pits. And Zach Hebe. It was a 34.3. Right now, if Mark Foley pits, he's going to come out ahead of Zach. It's a 37.5 second gap to P1. So if this driver did a 34.3, then we're looking at what times... as far as everyone else is doing. Marshall Scari pit needed a 43.2. Maybe he's acting more conservatively here in P7. He's going to gain some positions back, but maybe that's not it, though. Spencer Smith has not pit as well as Craig Reese. Saji Zuhair comes out, and he did a 40.0. Zach Abe could take P1 from Mark Foley depending on how Mark fuels. This is going to be so interesting to see how that all works out. It's like Lincoln Fox there in the GT4 class, who's 8.2 seconds ahead of his rival. Also, with the fastest last lap for him. That is quite something. Alec Klessig, and look at that, Cooper McCoy is just darting through onto the grass trying to get past these drivers. And Alec Klessig hasn't pit. Oh, what is that? Oh! João Gabriel gets a little dentist work up there on the side body of the car. And what did that do to his chances? He's now 2.3 seconds back on Alberto Montalvo. That's no bueno. So Smith comes in. Craig Reese is still not pitting, at least. Zach Abe is in P3. Carter James, Echelon Sim Sport. Let's see what he does. Mark Foley, still yet to pit. The gap is 37.8 seconds. He's clear of Zach by that pace. Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. Something to note. What is Mark doing? He's going to take back at least second in this race, but I think Zach Abe was kind of further back in this battle at the start of the race. Peter Flanner was at the front. He got taken out. It's interesting. Ryan Mulvey has yet to pit. Tyler Bramble is catching and going for the inside line. And Atwood curve. We got another pass in the GT4 class. I know there's probably way more than just the ones I'm seeing, but when they're so close for so long, but then nothing actually happens on screen, but then you go away and the pass does occur. Here's Tyler Bramble. He's ahead. And I think we just heard a car blow up. Alex Klessing is in. Don't know if Peter Flanders is going to gain anything off of that one. But let's take a look. Mark Foley is in. Carter James is in. Zach Abe is rounding it out here through Hobbs Corner, and then I'm not saying the name of that corner, but then the last corner. It's in the last corner. Where is Mark Foley? Where is Zach Ebe? Is this it? Is Mark back up to speed? Yes, he is. Is he out in front? Yes, he is. And that is half a second. We had a wild case of the overcut, undercut. I mean, pitting on lap 18 over lap 28. He fueled for 34.3 seconds. Mark fueled for 40.8. They are now neck and neck for P1. Mark was comfortably leading this race, but did he know that there was a driver that was going for an undercut to do this move? I mean, also pitting so much earlier. Is Zach Albert going to have enough fuel for the end of this race? Every other driver in the LMP4 class did pit for fuel in a higher capacity. I mean, Carter James in P3 did a 34.6. I mean, that's just barely 0.3 more than Zach Albert. So what is happening here? How is this going to work out for Echelon Simsport? Do they know something more about the fuel situation? Did they pull in less at the start of the race? They would have to go full fuel. I'm just so confused. Forrest hauling off on the exit there, and Alec Klessig letting these drivers by so they could battle. There's 4/10 separating these two, and I don't think we had Mark sweating any driver really attempting to mess with his winning chance, except Zach Albert, who has done that. They're now just holding on to this 4/10 gap. This is going to be fascinating. I guess we'll see on the next lap whether or not this is something that is going to remain persistent, a threat that he's got to worry about. None of the GT4 drivers are really having to think about their positions at the moment. They are all kind of comfortably where they're at. Jeremy Bahulas, Chris Schitterling, some drivers are in the pits, Andrew Slovak, so we'll see a change in the order for now. Justin Scott goes up into P3, Elliot Burton into 2, and Lincoln Fox still holding out in P1 at the moment. And then now we're going to see the change here. Andrew Slovak is already out, Jeremy Bahulas is already out, Chris Schitterling is now exiting. Alberto Maltavo is going in, Jackson Shalak is going in, and then we have Mil Dura, who's also staying out, has not pit just yet. Where's Jackson Shalak? He is in the pits, and he is exiting before Alberto Maltavo, and we might even see, nope, he's definitely got a good lead there, and he's held a lead over Alberto, but he's ahead. Tyler Bramble is catching. Tyler Bramble pit 4 laps earlier, and he's ahead of Alberto Maltavo. So a driver who could not make up the spots when they were all 4 together has now gotten up in just behind Jackson Shalak, who's leading these drivers. Now he's P9. That is a great move for Tyler Bramble, because he had João Gabriel behind it, in front of him. He had Alberto Maltavo in front of him. He was at the end of this grouping of 4 that were on equal pace for the remainder of the race. The first stint of this race, and now with the pit stop strategy, it looked like it paid out into his favor. Not ahead of Jackson Schlock, but he's got a half a second on him, and we'll see whether or not he can make a move there. Chris Schitterling is on an out lap. He's in P6. Will Duraha is not pit just yet, so this driver will go back to where they not started. They were up 4 or 5 positions at the start there, so we'll see. Elliot Burton is in the pits, so now Andrew Slovak is battling it out here. But that is Leonardo Dovatsky, who's actually not pitting for a position. And Justin Elliott Burton is out now. He did a 40.5. Justin Scott is exiting the pits. He's just ahead. He's going to be way ahead of Jackson Schlock there, 6 seconds. And so, no real, I guess no real big moves here besides Tyler Bramble, who got that ultimate one. Lincoln Fox is on an outlap. He pit. Andrew Slovak is behind him, but further back. Not much of an issue so far. They are sister teammates, so I doubt they would even battle each other that hard. That gap is 17 seconds. So that is a true estimation there. Alberto Montalvo has now joined this grouping back up again. João Gabriel is the only one that hasn't caught them, and unfortunately for João, it was not even his fault. He got hit by a dentist. These LMP3s are just mayhem out there on track. Jeff Lubitsch trying to make a move here on Adrian Fedorowski, and can he do it? And Adrian Fedorowski, and look at that, João Gabriel just gets hit. Jeff Lubitsch does make the move. But we'll take a close replay of that and see what you guys think. He locks up there, and now they're going to go side by side, and through Revolver Corner, it's just the rear kind of steps out on him, and yeah, and unfortunately, that is Adrian Fedorowski's. Yeah, he got a black flag. He's had too many incidents. And I wouldn't even say that they're all, like, I don't know if they're on him or not, but it's just unlucky. That probably caused 2 or 4X when him and Jeff Lubitsch got into contact. So, but he's collected a little bit more than that. He would have had some with... happened on lap 1, and then I think there was a GT4 incident as well. I think he maybe hit one, or was it him? Was it whoever Chris Chitterling murdered? And Chris, if you're hearing this, and I don't mean as an offense thing, I think you guys came together, and the dentist was on the receiving end of that contact. I mean, there's such a small margin of space, but I don't know if that was Adrian Fedorowski in that one, or I can't even tell at this point. There is a difference here. I'll go over Cooper McCoy. He has got Marshall Scary in his sights, and he's ahead of him for now. Elliot Burton is the driver he's using the GT4 as like kind of a defense. He stayed too wide with him, never going ahead of him, so he could, I mean, in my mind, use him as a physical barrier, so Marshall Scary couldn't actually make a move there. XXX Disorder XXX, thank you for the follow. But through goes Cooper McCoy. He's holding on to it on the straight, and Marshall Scary's got 6/10 to him, but we'll see if anything happens. Back over to Tyler Bramble, our anime waifu driver. You see that little heart? She's got a little heart. She's holding up a hand heart. How can you hate that, Trey Mistack? Tell me, how can you hate something like that? That's nothing but pure moe. Anyway, he's still got 7/10. He's actually losing a little bit of time, and Alberto Montalvo is gaining a little bit of time. So we might see a battle here with P8 before P7 and 8 battle. Might be 8 and 9. These three are pretty close on time as well. Now what can Marshall Scary do? He's at half a second back. He's 4/10 now to Cooper McCoy. And there's Zhao Gabriel, who's, I don't know what, if he had looked like something might have happened to him when he was going through the outlook curve. That hasn't slowed down the pace of Marshall Scari here, who's now 3/10s back on Cooper McCoy. He's just ahead. Jeremy Bahuaz is just ahead of them in that GT4. I think they're going to clear him right here on the straight. Very well on exit. Ooh, and Marshall Scari going for a more ambitious corner entry. And he is placed all that time. They're now separated by about 3/10. It says 4, but it's closer to 3. That debris is on track. Just don't want anyone making fun of how I say it. It's sure debris. I don't care. Anyone can say it however they want. And that was Andrew Slovak, who's P2. Brandon Kuhn, who's P17. Definitely made way. I think that scared Andrew Slovak as well, as he went to the far left of that driver. Ad break. It's an ad break. Anyone who is still here, we'll just put this on. And a brief moment. Alright, back. Just wondering if we're back from an ad break. I think it's 90 seconds. Who can tell? Marshall Scari is still ever so close to Cooper McCoy. We'll be seeing this battle all the way to the end of the race. But before we get back to this one, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Oof, actually, no, we'll stay. Get ahead of the GT4. Marshall Scari still holding that ambitious line into Redmond Corner. Maybe he opens it up more, he might get closer alongside Cooper, as Cooper's taking that traditional entry. Cooper has to get on by well, that's for position. That's Saji Zuhair who they're catching. And now Marshall Scari on the exit has gotten it down. Is he going to be able to keep it? He did put a foot in the dirt, the sand, and he doesn't hold on to it for now. But these three might go towards the end here. It's 2:10 separating these two. Mark Foley kind of showing his strength. He does have a 5.3 second gap to Zach Alvarez. And yeah, I mean, I'm just so curious as how this is all working out. Last lap, he was about 4/10 faster than Zach. Overall, he is the fastest. You see it spread out that much. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Peter Flanner and Jeff Lubitsch going side by side. That outside line there before Revolver is just so much debris. And now battle for P4, 5, and 6, and Cooper McCoy has a little bit of a spin there. Oh, not a full spin, but the rear's lit up, and he is about to get past maybe again. This all bodes well for Saji Zuhair, who was, I mean, having to worry about these two drivers, but because they've been battling it out with 5 laps left to go, it is, I mean, I'll be honest, it is rough out there. Alberto Maltavo gets on by Bramble. We'll see when this happened. He's already been ahead of Tyler Bramble, so Tyler did get past. Oh no, Tyler on the outside line. Tyler did get ahead of him in the pit stops, and now it looks like he got ahead of him already before that straight and into Revolver. So he's holding on to this. But these drivers have been kind of similar on pace, and now Tyler Bramble's just kind of lost out. Now 1.5 seconds back, but did qualify he's finishing where he qualified, that's for sure. But he had an ambitious undercut that seemed to work out for him, and now Saji Zuhair has to be worried. 4 laps left to go, and now Cooper McCoy has caught up right to the back of him. And Marshall Scary is along for the ride. See who works out where. I'd say the GT4 class at this track in particular has been quite something. Alberto, it's not been the same consistency as we've seen in the previous races. Virtually everybody is putting in very different race pace times, besides, I would say, 4 drivers. It's unfortunate for João Gabriel. He's 9 seconds back, but he was putting in the same times. You can even see he did a 1:37.3. He was doing that all race. He just got hit by an LMP3, and then got an issue with traffic that slowed him down even further. So he lost a good 3 to 5 seconds on that alone. So after that, I know it's 9 seconds, so there's 4 remaining, but if I had to look through the entire race, I could say that João Gabriel has definitely not had a great run of it through the multi-class aspect of this race. Oof. Marshall Scary locks up. Cooper McCoy retakes his spot. And then Brandon Kuhn trying to make space for these drivers to get by. This is going to be a battle to the end. I mean, Peter Flanner did make up. Now he's P7, only 5 spots down. I still contend that Peter Flanner has some type of damage that he had to fix in the pits when he did go to pit. Because his entire first stint after he got hit by what can only be considered a torpedo, torpedo, because it was Max Poe. You get it? All right, I'll scrap that one. Cooper McCoy might stay ahead here. Alex here going into the grass to get on by João Gabriel, the guy I was just talking about, who's had nothing but bad luck, and Cooper McCoy gets on by and holds on to it. And Marshall Scary now having a go here at Saji Zuhair, who's holding it pretty strong just ahead. And there we have it. With 2 laps to go, hopefully Cooper can just bring it on home for P4 for him, as Saji Zuhair is hoping to stem the bleeding. He's up 2 positions before he started. And talk about movers and shakers. Cooper McCoy is up 9 positions. That's the highest in the overall. And another one to be shown is Mil Dura in the GT4 class, up 5 positions. It's the highest amount in the GT4 class. Alberto Maltavo. Oh, sorry, Jeremy Wu and Forrest Holland are battling it out. God, that ankle sucks. Oh, and there goes Marshall Scary off in the distance. And he just spun too much on the curb, I would say. And yikes. You hate to see it. Alright, final lap. I think this is said and done here. We should be seeing a checkered flag for Mark Foley. He set on a clinic. He was doing fastest lap after fastest lap. And I think that's it. Yes, it is. He finishes this race. Zach Ebert in P2 crossing the line here. And Lincoln and Andrew Slovak also. We'll just do this in order. Carter James in P3 has crossed the line. Cooper McCoy in 4th. You slid, buddy. You got a little bit ways more to go. Just adhesion. Saji's 3.2 seconds back, and he almost spun it. And Cooper McCoy is going to finish this race in P4. Saji Zuhair in P5. Peter Flanners got a little through the last corner. He's in P6. Marshall Scary is going to finish in P7. Chef Lubitsch out there is going to be in P8 as he's rounding that final corner. Spencer Smith in P9. Craig Reese. He's got a little bit ways to go, but P10. Nicholas Matcham in P11. He's already crossed the line. Alec Plessig in P12 already crossed the line. Tom Bryce yet to cross the line, but he's P13. Craig Reese is one of our final ones. Lincoln Fox, he is out there, and he's already crossed the line. He's P1. Andrew Slovak, P2. And this is a GT4 class. Jeremy Bahulas, P3. Chris Chitterling, P4. Elliot Burton, P5. Justin Scott, P6. Jackson Sherlock in P7. Alberto Montalvo, P8. Tyler Bramble, P9. Jao Gabriel in P10. Mil Dura in Dara in P11, Caleb Slag in P12, Ryan Mulvey in P13, Jeremy Wu in P14, Forrest Holland P15, Brandon Kuhn P16, Leonardo Dovzatsky in P17, Mark Rahalu in P18, Chris Lambeth never showed up, but he is P19. And then the remaining LMP3s, Adrian Fedorowski finished in P14, Andrew Korsecki in 15, Alex Zier in 16, Max Poe in 17. I'll get those out there on the board in a second. Congratulations, Mark Foley. That was some amazing work there. I mean, what a finish. I mean, congrats also to Echelon Simsport for getting that lock out there on the second and third row steps of it. But, Mark, tell me about it. How did that work out? How did Zach Abbe gets so close to you after the pit stop strategy? He did a 34.3 and finished the race, by mind you, and you did a 40.3. What was the difference?
It was tires. I took all 4 tires because everybody knew that the deg was crazy. We were all coming into the pits and checking the tires. We had like 60 on the left front and then 50 on another tire, especially at the back. So I thought that you had to change tires. Like 4 was the only way to do it. But I think I was lucky that I built up such a cushion in the first stint that I came out just ahead of him. And then judging by his pit stop time, I was pretty sure that he didn't take tires. And so I knew that once I pulled out ahead of him, I should be good to go. And yeah, luckily managed to just creep away, get through the traffic and bring it home.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll tell you, it was the difference there beyond the actual pit distance times. You had 37.8 seconds difference gap to him when you went into the pits. Like, and what you seemed like you had a slow lap on that last lap because it was at 37 and then it quickly ticked right when you went to the pit lane. I mean, that's when he was starting to gauge it. But like where I was looking at him and then looking at you, and I was like, is he got the power back down? Because here he is rounding the last corner, the final corner, and he's about to jump on the straight, and I'm seeing you not have any speed whatsoever. I'm like, oh, is he going to lose this into the first corner? But, you know, that gap that you built really helped. I mean, he did get 4/10 close to you. Like he was with you for a little bit, but I think it's what you said. You taking tires allowed you to, once they were in the right window, just walk away from him, and he was just managing what was already a bad set of tires.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think I got lucky in a few ways. The pit lane is short, and because I was on pole, I got the first box. So that meant I could just gun it straight out and basically release the pit limiter. So I got a quick exit that way. And actually, my initial reaction when I came out and I saw the echelon car behind me, I assumed it was Carter because he'd been in second. And I
Yeah,
was like, oh, okay, this is Zach, and he hasn't pit yet. And then everyone else in the little voice chat was like, oh no, he pitted. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
I see.
he went for a mass, like what I didn't notice, and it was a massive undercut, is that like yeah, when he went for that undercut, it seemingly did work for the most part. He even undercut his teammate. But yeah, it was such a bizarre moment because I was like, how is he doing this? What were his? I was comparatively, I was wish I could see more of his lap times because on after the undercut, he just kept going strong, gaining, and
Right.
so then, but it's still the gap to you was still the same because you at the same time your first stint was nothing but fastest lap, fastest lap, fastest lap. You just kept pacing yourself a little bit more, and that was I think that's what ultimately won you in that favor. But what an impressive feat.
Yeah, no, dude, Zach's a wizard in these things. I definitely see them as like the ones to beat. And it doesn't matter where they qualify. As we saw in Mosport, they like qualified fifth and sixth, and they just sliced through everybody. Put that clip on the Broken Win Racing Instagram. Shout out.
Yep.
And I thought it was going to be the same today. I thought they were behind us, but maybe that's why I was just quite calm at the front because I kind of resigned myself to getting beaten, either through the traffic, which they're really good at. They're really good at carving through lap traffic, or in the pits. And I think that made me calm down and just relax and probably put in better and more consistent laps. So yeah, that was indubitably helpful, I think. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be back strong in a couple of weeks' time. Where is it? Phillip Island. They'll be rapid there. So
Yeah, and
just gotta
Philip.
try and do it again.
I mean, a little bit more practice, I think, will go a long way. I didn't make fun of you for practicing, but I think you're going to need some when you're going to have to go against Echelon Sim Sport guys. They were quick, they were rapid. It's unfortunate what happened to Peter Flanner. I mean, I would have liked to see what he could have done in that insane mix. The four of you guys really were just what you were
Yeah.
doing in qualifying and in practice. I wish I could have seen more of that all together, but a Max Pedo, torpedo.
Yes. Right. I heard it. I didn't
Yeah,
see it. I heard some swearing, some language
yeah.
in VR, and then yeah,
Well,
it's hard. I mean, when you break offline to overtake, it's so easy to lock the front tires, especially in the LMP3. Like you
yeah.
need a lift, and then you press the brake. If you do it any harder, you're going to lock up and you go straight on. So I haven't seen the incident, but yeah, maybe Max got caught out by that.
Well, hopefully you're going to be able to see it. I think they're about to start that, or already starting that already. But thank you for joining me, Mark, and congratulations. And Echelon Sim Smart sends their love as well.
All right, cheers, dude. Thanks for doing the stream.
Yep. See you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And as always, join the Discord if you want to know more. Join any of these races. They're very beginner friendly as well. You just have to fit the minimum criteria. We have a lot of different series that are out there right now. We also have the F4 series that has just opened up on Fridays. Tomorrow is the ARCA Oval League that we do. I think we're going to be at Phoenix. I'm not sure. I forget already, but show for the Oval League. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. That's ARCA Oval League. A lot of free tracks as well. Some of the paid tracks, but those are the most popular ones. V's and Rays are on Thursdays. Hopefully, Jeff Lubitsch is going to be available to stream that for you. And again, Friday is the F4 series. I think it's going to be round one. And Sunday, this coming Sunday, I'll be streaming again for this. Sorry, the GT Sprint Championship, round 5, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Well, thanks everybody for joining me, and have a good evening.